Okay. Hello. Hope everyone's doing very well. Hello, Taka. How are you
Hello,
today?
hello. I'm doing well. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Excellent. So we are going to talk with the JALT 2023 Conference Chair, Takaaki Hiratsuka. And so just quickly, Taka, where are you coming from? And quickly introduce yourself for the people out there in YouTube land.
All right. Yeah, I am currently based in Kyoto and working for Ryukoku University, a private university based here as a professor of applied linguistics, currently supervising undergraduate and graduate students in the relevant field.
Great, excellent. And just briefly, Taka, how did you come to JALT, by the way?
Right. I started the involvement with JALT when I was a high school teacher in up northern east part of Japan called Akita Prefecture. And I felt stymied. I felt sort of the stagnant when I was a teacher over the course of 10 years, wanting to get a variety of teaching tips, or maybe the support group, or maybe finding collaborative educators or even researchers as well as mentors. And locally, I could find this association called JALT, and I started going to some of the events held by them, weekly, monthly, and I started from there and eventually moved on to the national level, which is the international conference that will be held in November this year, me being the chair of the conference.
Oh, great. Excellent. So, and yeah, actually, that's what we're going to talk about today, right? We're going to talk a little bit about obviously, the international conference. And just for FYI, for people out there, my name is Wayne Malcolm, and I'm the director of conference. So I sit on the JALT board of directors, and my focus and my particular job is to oversee the operations of the conference. So all the logistical matters and the team building and such. Whereas the conference chair, Taka, he's really in charge of the vision and the theme of the conference, our main face and spokesperson of the conference, and deals a lot with our plenary speakers, etc. on that side. So he's kind of the vision theme side, and I am the kind of logistics and operations side. So that's how we kind of meet. So let's talk a little bit about the conference. Let's start off with the theme. So growth education, or growth mindset in language education. Is that right? Yes, Taka?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the theme. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I have to admit that I'm truly thrilled to have chosen the theme of growth mindset in language education. This theme is deeply rooted in my personal experiences as a language learner, teacher, and researcher. And I believe that it holds immense value to everyone within the language education community, and in particular, those attendees who are coming to the conference this November. As far as I'm concerned, I would say that the conference is genuinely for everyone. Wayne, is it okay to talk relatively at length regarding the efficacy of growth mindset within 3 different domains based on my personal experience a little bit?
Sure, go right ahead. Yeah, let's hear about it.
Yeah, so, all right, as a language learner, right, I've come to understand the pivotal role that a growth mindset plays in the journey of acquiring new languages, believing in oneself, embracing challenges, and persisting through difficulties are the fundamental component of this mindset. I've personally witnessed how cultivating a growth mindset has allowed me to overcome my self-doubt, thereby enabling me to continually progress and develop my English language skills. In this sense, the JALT conference, where we can immerse ourselves in English for 3 days straight, is absolutely invaluable opportunity to maintain and improve our professional and academic English skills, whether you are Japanese or otherwise, I think. And as a language teacher, right, I found that fostering a growth mindset not only enhance my teaching approach, but also empowers the resilience of my students by instilling in them the confidence to tackle linguistic barriers and the understanding that their efforts will inevitably lead to the improvement. I've witnessed remarkable transformations in their learning journeys. So in this sense, too, again, the JALT conference, where there are lots of opportunities to learn numerous useful teaching tips and countless meaningful conversations with other teachers and teacher educators from all over the world, will be definitely the great opportunity, epic opportunity. Lastly, as researchers in the language education field too, right? I've learned the significance of championing growth mindset, because by believing our capacity to learn, adapt, and refine our approaches, we can pave the way for innovation and progress in the field. In this sense, again, the JALT conference can expose us to cutting-edge research and stellar scholars in the field, through which I'm sure we can all be inspired. And moreover, we might be able to find collaborators as in research and mentors. This has been indeed the case with me. And I met all of my lifelong collaborators and the mentors in terms of my research through JALT conferences, and including all of the contributors to my recent edited book on team teachers in Japan. I found all of them through JALT conferences, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great plug for the networking side of JALT. Not only are you talking about being a learner, educator, researcher, but also so many things that spin off from that, right? So out of all that, you've been able to, obviously you're sitting in your university office and you're teaching graduate students, and you're also writing materials based off of your research that you do. So that's been obviously your career has been paved that way. So great to see that happening. If I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere, or maybe we met someplace else, where you told me that you studied abroad in Canada, and you overcame some difficulties in Canada, if I remember that story correctly. Yes?
Yes,
So,
yes. Yeah.
So yeah, so you definitely are living the example, which is good.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm forever indebted to the JALT community and the opportunities they and then you and the other people have given me. This fact that I am the chairperson of JALT conference this November is a quintessential example of how JALT people are open-ended and generous, and looking out for the people who might not have the voice, or who might not have the exact representation in the field. And anyone is welcome is the sort of the motto of the JALT from my point of view.
So yeah, so with that, moving on a little bit to the programming of JALT and the JALT 2023. What was your kind of main motivation in terms of looking at any kind of programming, et cetera, that we were talking about?
Yeah, well, first of all and foremost, I wanted to get back to the JOLT community, and this JOLT International Conference is a flagship event of the JOLT, and I am honored beyond privileged to be able to be part of that. But from the viewpoint of you as director of the program, what are some of the events or the presentations or anything that we can get connected to if we go to the conference? Can you please give us the glimpse of what the conference is in store for us?
Yeah, well, that's actually one of the things that, as director of conference, because I deal with the logistics and operations of the stuff, I see the conference basically as it unfolds from the submitting of the proposals all the way to the making of the program. Of course, there are people in between who deal with the very specifics of the actual making the schedule, and those things. But as far as the overview of it, we're gonna have a pretty dynamic we're gonna have a pretty dynamic schedule. We're gonna have a pretty dynamic program. Of course, we're gonna have JALT usually has a very, very full educational materials exhibition area. That's where our sponsors come into play. We have publishers and people who make materials writers, big corporate material writers like an Oxford or Cambridge or English Books Japan, IELTS, those kind of big. And we also have smaller independent programs like Atamai or Abax or something, like a smaller independent group. So there's a wide variety of things to choose from or places to go and look at our educational materials exhibition. We say the EME. So that's going to be a big feature. And if you're looking for the latest materials, if you're looking for things like that, that's a great place to start. That's a great place to go. They also sponsor speakers. So they have a dynamic range of speakers that will be on hand to see. So that's going to be a big part of the program. Of course, we also have on Friday, we have our technology and teaching and professional development workshops in the afternoon from about 1:30 to about 6. It's going to be a range of talks from people who are specifically in dealing with technology and teaching. So how we get tech in the classroom, and also people who deal with things that are a bit more outside of the technology stuff, professional development. So how to write a good proposal, how to do good research. Last year, we had some great presentations on how to present quantitative statistics in research, stuff like that. So great things like that on tap for Friday. Of course, we're also going to have JALT does this thing, has a conference within a conference. We call it JALT Junior. Those are for educators, learners, researchers who are into young learners. And when I say young learners, I mean from your little chibi baby learners all the way to high school, all the way through high school. So that's going to be a main feature as well, the JALT Junior. And actually, one of our plenary speakers is in particular focused on the young learners, Kathy Kampa. So
Right.
she's kind of the representative for the JALT Junior. She'll be on stage as one of our main plenary speakers. And then, of course, so all that programming gets stuffed in there. We also have some social activities where people can kind of relax a bit. We're going to have a welcome reception on Friday. Saturday, we're going to have the Michelle Steele Best of JALT Awards ceremony, where we kind of honor the best presentations of the past calendar year. around from our local chapters and our special interest groups. So we're gonna have that, and in the memory of Michelle Steele, who is the past coordinator of the Best of JALT, and she really wanted to make bring a nice highlight to all the presentations and things that happen throughout the year. Because while the conference is one thing in November, what happens throughout the year, like you were saying before, what happens throughout the year on a monthly basis, weekly basis, is the chapters and special interest groups have all these events that happen throughout the year. And that is really the crux of JALT, is that we have a huge network of professional development activities happening all throughout Japan. And we're there to help our community. So the Michelle Steele Best of JALT highlights the kind of top presentations or presenters who do these things, who provide professional development opportunities to learners and teachers out there. So we really have a great program, lots happening throughout, and it's all coming in the great city of Tsukuba, which is just north of Tokyo. So while we're not nestled in the craziness of the Tokyo hustle bustle, we have a really nice conference center that is within easy reach of Tokyo, whether from plane or train, Tsukuba Express. And we have a great conference venue in the town of Tsukuba. So it looks to be a really, 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 really good weekend. And and we're all there to focus on the growth mindset and language education. So what are you looking forward to over the weekend?
Yeah, well, as far as I am aware, this JALT conference, international conference, which is usually held in November, is the biggest language education conference in Japan. And it is such a vibrant community and friendly community where you can, again, seek and find out some of the collaborative researchers, peer educators, and some mentors, including maybe the top-notch scholars, as well as very competent teacher educators. Every time I go to conference, this is 12 years running for me. I can meet lots of learners and teachers and educators all the time. What I didn't know before I got deeply involved with the administrative side of the JALT conference is the fact that this conference is 3 days from Saturday to Monday. But as Wayne was saying, that on Friday, there's this crucial event for those who are interested in technology and for those who are interested in professional development opportunities on Friday before the official conference happens. And I guess we have to register for those special events on top of the normal registration for the JALT conference, right? Okay.
Yeah. So that's really a key part, is that, so that's going to be that's kind of its own little thing as well. So yeah, people do have to register for that on top of the conference.
Right. And another component I was not really familiar with is the fact of young learner SIG and the young learner stream of events you can participate in. In other words, as you are saying, if you are preschool teachers and elementary school teachers, secondary school teachers, English conversation school teachers, you would be able to attend some of the events presentations that are very relevant and tailored to your interests and teaching pedagogical knowledge and empirical studies up-to-date ones. You will be able to get access to that. And I believe the young learner sort of stream will be reduced in terms of the participation fees, right? If they want to attend that. Right.
Yes.
Okay. That'd be great. And I am also looking forward to the venue of the conference this year. I mean, last year we had a face-to-face JALT conference in November in Fukuoka, But this year, finally, we are going back almost in a full swing with the face-to-face in Tsukuba, which had been used as the venue in previous years. To me, I sort of feel the sense of nostalgia or safety even in the middle of academic core city of Japan, which is only one train away from Tokyo. And I cannot wait to meet all those people face to face after the COVID pandemic for the first time in 4 years, 5 years time. So that's gonna be a very interesting driving force for making the conference successful, I would assume.
Yeah, well, there you go. You said it. Sounds great. I'm in. I'm going.
I'm going.
For sure. Okay, well, I think our time seems to be coming up. Do we have any last words? Anything else we want to say or get in for our talk here?
Well, again, I guess this is one of the very first events after the corona is sort of over. And I just cannot wait to get back to that buzz you'll be able to accumulate and then generate by interacting in person with all those attendees and people from all over the world. And this is going to be a wonderful event. What about you, Wayne? Do you have any parting words for us?
Yeah, well, just as also a director of conference and those things, we are obviously still going to be taking necessary measures to make sure the conference is safe and it's a healthy space for many people so that they can come and enjoy as they will. And but I'll also say, yeah, we are really looking forward to having a lot of people participate. Come and see what's happening. You can get all updates and information via JALT.org, JALT.org. That's our website. And we will be having a dynamic program. We'll be having our face-to-face events. We'll also be having some online participation. Again, all that information will be on JALT.org. So even if you can't come to the venue, there will be opportunity for people to join the party, so to speak. Because we're gonna have some online. We're gonna have an online component as well. So yeah, so it's gonna look like it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, sounds good, Wayne.
All right. Okay, well, thank you, Taka, for talking with us. And I'm sure you have lots of work to do as conference chair to get back and make sure the conference is the best it can be.
Right back at you.
Exactly.
You are working very hard too. Yeah.
Exactly. Great.